Hey, I am the mom of TikTok. Yeah, that's just me. We've got a few people in here already. Good to see you guys. So, I'm talking about testing tips and especially testing tips for the ACT. And some of these will work for the SAT as well. There may be a few of you joining me who are my students. That's just if you guys don't know, that's actually my first job is that I'm an ACT tutor. And so I'm trying to do this live stream to give you guys hints, reminders, some of you who are my students, some reminders of things to work on and think about. And then if you're not, I do Zoom calls and I do tutoring sessions with kids. So if you're interested in that, you can message me. Hey, Natalia, how are you guys? Good to see you here. There won't be too many here. I think a couple of my students are busy right now, but we're going to review a few things for the ACT. All right. So this particular session is about how you don't need to pre-read anything on the ACT. I'm just going to kind of preview a little bit. I need you to think in terms of easy answer, right? Like straightforward. So I've talked in some of these sessions about how I think public schools are kind of failing kids in preparing them for the ACT. One way that they're kind of failing you is that you have to think about the fact that public schools are all about getting everybody to sort of the same basic level, right? So they teach you skills and strategies so that even students who don't score as well can at least score well enough to like pass a basic proficiency exam, all right? So, hey, so the thing is, one of the strategies they teach you is that you pre-read questions, then you read the passage, and then you read the questions and answer. Well, that's great if you're like reading a 300-page book, all right? And you have like 3 questions to answer, 3 major ideas. Yeah, you want to know what you're looking for as you read that 300-page book. But if you're talking about a short little passage and you have a limited amount of time to take the test, you cannot waste time pre-reading. I can't tell you that that's just a skill I have to unteach kids all the time. When it comes to the reading test on the ACT, do not pre-read and do not read the directions. I've mentioned that before. So when you open to that reading section, what you're going to want to do is already have read the directions so you know how that goes. And hopefully you either tutor with me or somebody else so you kind of are familiar with, the test. So in previous sessions, I've told you, hey, oh, yeah. We have to do it because we're all in quarantine. So yeah. Hugs to you, Haley. I know. Quarantine is just making us all nuts. It's just making us all nuts. Anyway, so I don't care if you're a 7th grader, I don't care if you're a 10th grader or 11th grader, this stuff is good to know. So when you get to like a reading test, hopefully you will have followed my instructions in previous sessions, which are basically you open to page 42, you take the test and you get started. This is the book to have. Anyway, so when you get but we're just talking about reading tonight. So you open to the reading section, and why I can't find a reading test, I don't know. I keep flipping to science. So open to the reading section, and you will see that there are directions, right? There are directions at the beginning of the reading section. You are not going to read those directions because they stay the same every test. Don't waste your time. And then, there's a passage, and then there are questions. In school, you learn, hey, Natasha, oh, by the way, I was going to do a craft live stream yesterday. Cat kneaded my eyes in the morning and my whole face blew up. I was like swollen like crazy, so I couldn't do it live. Anyway, but I'm getting healthier slowly. So the reading test, do not pre-read the questions. You don't have time to do that. You do not have time to pre-read. You literally do this. You go to the passage and you might read the little info. There's like usually a line or two. There's usually a line or two at the beginning of the reading passage. You might want to read that because it kind of sometimes orients you to what's going on. But you start at the 4th passage because those are usually easier. That's science. And So skip 1, 2, 3, go to 4. Do 4 first. So what you do is you skim the passage, okay? And then you write down the what or who, the attitude that the author or that the passage has about that what or who, and the time period, if you can identify it, in which this takes place. If you do those 3 things, like 3 little words next to your passage, what that does is orient you toward the questions that you're going to be asked. And almost always the first question is, what's the main purpose? Well, dude, you wrote it down. And then it's best, a lot of questions you can guess the answer before you go to the answer choices. So what you're going to want to do is guess your answer based on that question and then match the answer up to what you've written down. That is a huge, huge tip for doing better on the ACT. Now, if you want specific help with specific questions, like I said, I do individually tutor, and some of you guys in here are, some of my students, but this is a massive reminder to you. Do not ever pre-read. Do not. And you only have 3 minutes to skim the passage because you've got 35 minutes total to do 4 passages. So make sure then you skim it. You write down the who or what, the attitude that the passage has about that who or what, and the time period in which it takes place. That will give you such a head start. It's not funny. And then you do passage 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. And that is just the most important. It's the most important thing you can do in the reading section. Do not pre-read. The other hint I have is this. Now, when I coach the English section, one of the main strategies is when in doubt, leave it out, right? When in doubt, leave it out. So you try to answer the question as clearly as you can. However, if you don't know, you leave it out. You don't put any in punctuation. Go with the most direct answer. The answer that I have, the hint I have for the reading section, and this kind of works in other sections too. What answer would your 5-year-old self do? A lot of times on the ACT, we start thinking, or any major standardized test, we start convincing ourselves, we psych ourselves out, I'm not smart enough for this test, all right? I can't do this. You can. The key to doing well on these tests is believing that you have all the skills you need to ace it if you want to. However, as teenagers, I remember being one, we think, oh, I don't know, this test is bigger than I am. This test is testing college stuff. I don't know what that is yet. So you sort of predict the kind of answer you think that like a professor would want from you. Don't do that. That's your worst enemy. The best thing you can do on standardized tests is go, if I don't know the answer, I need to answer what my 5-year-old self would answer. That sounds absolutely nuts, but it works. If you start like using that strategy on the ACT reading, like if you get to a point, you go, I don't know what to answer here. Think, which one of these would my 5-year-old self answer? I guarantee you check the answer choices. It's crazy how true that is. So that's kind of my little quick sort of tips for tonight. Do not pre-read the questions. Don't read the instructions. You go straight to the passage, write down your key ideas, which is who or what, plus the time frame if you have, and the attitude about it. And when you get to the answers or the questions, if you can read the question, have a gut reaction to the question, like write down a gut reaction, like half the questions, you write down your gut reaction, the answer choice is going to become available to you like that. The other thing is, if you're in doubt, choose the answer choice that your 5-year-old self would answer. You guys, these tips are gold. I'm telling you, most tutors out there, most programs out there don't tell you what I'm telling you. And a lot of times I have to unteach rules to kids because, as I've said it before, grades and the ACT don't match up very well. So anyway, I've only talked to you about 10 minutes tonight, but those are the two major things that I wanted to get across. Now, because it's a live, I'm opening it up to all of you. And you literally, I've not been on social media much for a month or two. And, I've had COVID, and I've also had allergic reactions. I don't look great right now. It's just been a mess. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me in the answer or in the comment section, you want to talk to me, you want to talk to each other. Did any of you catch Lucy on my live stream last night? You should follow. She's going to start posting more. Do you like the Barron's Test Prep books? No. I only do this. Official, I need to put a link in these videos. Official ACT materials, or there's a black book out there that's really good. The problem with other test preps is they can't print official tests, right? They can't print official tests because that's copyright infringement. So they try to, this is a great question. So they try to mimic or imitate tests and create their own. The best thing you can do, now you can get hint books from other people, you can get strategies, but when it comes to the actual test itself, do not practice test questions from anybody except this. Now, like I said, I've done this for 25 years. I could do a pretty dang good job coming up with questions like sample questions that would be almost exactly like the ones on the ACT. And I'm looking into doing that, but still now, like things like Khan Academy or something, and I hate to mention them, but there are places if your content is low. So like if you don't understand some math problems, right? If your maths is like, right? Reviews of content will help you do better on the ACT if your content is low. But if you have good content, okay, if you have good content abilities, the key is to work on your strategies and the test itself. Anyway, okay, let's see what's going on in the comments. Hi, Cupcake. Oh, I was allergic to the dog too. And then we couldn't move for 2 weeks. So the poor dude is like, he's happier. Ollie's the happiest puppy. The pictures I've gotten, he's living the life of Riley, if you know what that means. I didn't see. Oh, you didn't see it? Well, we've been locked down together for like 3 or 4 weeks, right? We haven't gone anywhere. So we sort of went out and did a self-care thing the other day since we were no longer contagious. Thanks, Michael. She's doing really well. She's lost a bunch of weight. I'm trying to get her to talk about that on her TikTok page, like how she's lost 50 pounds. 50. I can't even believe it. Hey, guys. So do you have any questions even about anything? We can literally talk about anything, because I have not been able to do lives well for like a month because I had COVID. I've been out of it. I couldn't keep up with my craft lives. Even Friday, I was going to do like kind of because I was doing a few lives a week and then I just had to quit because of COVID and everything. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about, any questions you have, I'm here for you. Natasha says, nice. I love spending time with my mom. She must love it. And wow, yes, I see her hair. Oh, yeah. Her hair is cute. We got her a good haircut. But you guys have any questions about, I don't care if it's school, I don't care what it is. Now is the time. And you can answer, well, you guys, I know that this is crazy, but comments go by so quickly on TikTok. Even when even with 40 people on it, the nice thing about the YouTube lives, because there are like fewer people there, there's like 9 people there now. You can interact a lot easier and get your questions answered easier. And the comments stay up there, so you don't have to scroll back. It's honestly a great little community. You should go join us. The link is in my bio, by the way, to my page. Can I adopt you? Hi, Amanda. I would love to adopt every single child on earth, but I couldn't do it. My best strategy is to help other parents understand and communicate with their kids better. It's just the way it is. I have to delegate a little bit. Anyway, anybody new? I think So if you're one of my students, obviously, if you don't have any questions, my first 10 minutes was like my little like plug about reading strategies. So anybody else want to? Oh, I'm cool. Oh, you're awesome. How'd she lose the 50 pounds? Dylan, she needs to talk about that on her page. She's got like 82,000 followers on her TikTok page and she never posts. So she's going to start posting some things. And I think it'll be fun. And I'm like, one of the things you need to post about, Lulu, is how you lost all that weight. I can't tell the story. She can though. I mean, you go follow her. It's Lucy, LUCYY _ Hubbard, HUBBARD. She's like, she's a sweet, but if you see that earlier videos of her dancing and now, she doesn't even look the same. Hi, Dalton. Good to see you. So are you here from TikTok? You here new? Do you want ACT, SAT stuff? Like what's going on? In this community, like Natasha and Natalia are two of my favorite humans. They are always showing up for everything, but this community is so positive and amazing. It's just, hi, Fashion Creations. I'm live on TikTok. I am on TikTok, but I'm not trending on TikTok. I mean, and I could trend. It's so hard somebody asked me, are you still famous? Well, the fame doesn't go away, but the trend goes away, right? People trend at different times. SAT and Dalton, I do tutor for the SAT as well. I should do some SAT videos. Most of the stuff I work on though is ACT because I'm in the Midwest and most of the kids out here take the ACT. No, I'm not shadow banned on TikTok. I don't really believe in shadow banning. The algorithm works and certain things trend on the algorithm when they trend. I would say though that your views are limited if you're in the creator fund. I finally just left. I've played with being in the creator fund and not in the creator fund, but I'm telling you the key with TikTok is they don't really like original content. Everybody says original content. No, the best thing to do if you want your views is to go into a trending hashtag and make a video from that hashtag. I made a terrible video the other night that's got like 60,000 views and the like to view ratio is like 8%, all because I went to and this is good info for you guys. You should go over there and talk about this. All because I literally went to the hashtag and made a video from the hashtag. You guys, they're just tricks to doing well on TikTok. I don't know. Making viral videos, the more you've been on TikTok sort of just starts to feel like selling out. So I just do what I want to do and don't worry about it. But I'm not really shadow banned. Now my account, some accounts get associated. I mean, it could be, but not necessarily. Like, so here's how I know I'm not shadow banned. If I make a video with Lucy, like I made one with her the other night, it got 250,000 views. People who are shadow banned, if that even exists, don't get 250,000 views on a video. Do you see that? Oh, Natasha. Okay, so that had to be put off, right? Anyway, I do have a trainer. So this is going to be the coolest journey. I have a trainer. I'm starting my program tomorrow. I'm getting the map up. It's going to be fun. Like 1,378 miles to the beach is going to be so much fun. You guys are going to enjoy this journey. Okay. Yeah, the beach walk. I still haven't figured out a good hashtag for it though. Like beach 1378 or something that could like trend so other people could use it. I'm new from TikTok. Thank you for sharing knowledge. We can use your tips in the near future. We're already parents. Hey, James. Oh my gosh. When we are already parents. So James, help me. You're new from TikTok. Are you like a parent? If you are, follow the Parenting 360 page. There's going to be some fun stuff happening there. I promise you. Like we've got several collaborators. I'm trying to build like sort of what I want to say. Hey, Brian, could you? Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to build like a collaborative page, like a Pinterest page, sort of fun creators, parent creators doing collaborative videos together. It should be really cool. I hope you're doing. Oh, thanks. No, I have a lot of knowledge, but knowledge doesn't blow up on TikTok. So I'm just here kind of sharing and yes, I do need to color my hair again, but I'm thinking of going back to gray. I really am. I'm thinking about growing out my hair and going back to gray. I love my gray hair. Hey, Gray, it's 1:20 in England. I have not been able to go to sleep till like 6 a.m. every night. COVID, I can't sleep. When I finally, it's just been a mess. Schools being closed. You know, Fashion Creations, here's the deal. The way they dealt with it like 100 years ago is that they felt like kids were better off at school getting their needs met than like stuck at home with no, let me turn this down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like been stuck at home. Because a lot of times kids in public schools, there's a great section of them who are living in squalor, not getting fed, living with abusive parents. So, you know, if you follow protocols, if you're wearing masks, if you're trying to socially distance, if you're doing your best to sort of wash hands, those kinds of things, there's really not a major danger to kids being in school. I mean, even if they do half days, like reduce the number of contacts, I just feel like we're doing kids a disservice by not allowing them to, because the mental health issues amongst youth right now, oh my gosh, mental health use. I mean, oh yeah, I'm live over on YouTube. We're having a little conversation in there. Hugs. So I understand, like, I don't know. I think teachers protesting, not wanting to go to work. I just don't know if they want to actually go to work. And maybe that's a political thing to say. Not all of them. I just think some of them are like, wait a minute. I love your lives. I always stay up late for them. I'll risk missing my 9 a.m. Zoom. Oh, hugs, Natasha. I'll be back to doing that craft live in the middle of the afternoon on Saturdays. It's just, honestly, I've been sick. They told me so many things going on. Yeah, we do. So do you guys have any questions? I don't care if it's about parenting. I don't care. I love these lives because even though I can have a purpose of the live at the end, I love having the ability to communicate with you and answer questions in a way that's a little bit more intimate than, you know, we can do on TikTok. And then because the comments stay up, you're able to interact with each other better and make friends. Like there are a couple of people in here who have made some amazing friends. Okay, let me get to these. Mark, I'm failing right now because of stress and I feel really bad. I was wondering if you have any tips. Okay. And teachers are realizing these Zoom assignments, like you can't work as well at home as you can in an environment at school, like when it comes to getting things done. And they're giving out all kinds of homework. It's harder for kids to do well on like homeschool if they're not in a homeschooling session. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're trying to homeschool while at a public school, it's like, it's crazy for kids. Do your best. Know that it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I know. We've got to start considering kids' mental health. Like the most important thing is your mental health. And we've got to get out and we've got to exercise. We've got to move and we've got to communicate with our peers. Yeah, don't spam comment. Hi, Lacey. I'm not yet a parent, but I'm very advanced in learning parenting styles. I'm currently in college. Oh yeah, James, like, okay. Psychology is one of the best things you can study to figure out how like humans work. It's true. They don't understand that I wasn't right. I think online learning is terrible. On Zoom, it's compulsory for us to have our cameras and mics on, and I hate it. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's like being always on all the time. In school, you can kind of choose to sort of zone in and out a little bit. You can hide. That's got to be terribly hard. I'm stressed out. SAT coming up. We've been on Zoom all year. It's so hard for me to understand what's going on. My mental health has gotten a lot worse because of that. It's true, Dalton. You know, the SAT. So do you have an official SAT practice book? Because I'm telling you, the place to start is there. And you need to take practice tests in that book. Like that's the best way. I've talked about in that, you know, in another one of my YouTubes that was posted, is that you need to actually practice tests, official tests in books. It's so hard. It's true, Natalia. Going to practices, getting that energy out, it's just allows you a little time during the day to not focus on what's going on with, you know, everything. I'm always wearing jammies too. Ha! Hey guys, we're having a conversation over on YouTube just because it's easier to kind of talk and interact, and the comments don't scroll. Basically, that the live stream I did there was focused on a couple of ACT tips. Every time I do a live on Zoom, or on Zoom. Every time I do a live on YouTube, I at the end open it up for a question and answer session so that, you know, people can communicate, make friends, do that kind of thing. So that's what happened over on YouTube. So if you want to go join us there, the link is in my bio on my page. Anyway, any other questions? These are really good things to cover. And I love you guys supporting each other and understanding that we're not alone in this. You know, I think sometimes we start to feel so alone and just, I don't know, like it just get to the point you feel like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I took the pre-ACT and I failed bad. Now you can't fail it, right? There's no failing it, but there are score levels that are better or worse. Now, the national average is a 20. If you scored less than an 18, you got a lot of work to do. But if you scored over an 18, you can score well on the test. Zooms, we have to have our cameras on or we get marked absent. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I miss my sports. That was my homework. Exactly. You guys are missing so much. It just hurts my heart. Raw Youngin, let's collab. How would we collab? I think we all need to remember we're all in this together. Yep. Put your mental health first. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is what I tell people all the time. You fail a year of school? Okay. You off yourself because your mental health sucks? You got no chance for like redeeming yourself. Everything we fail at in life or every back step we have, right, will make us stronger for later in life. The one thing you can't do is get so stressed out and so overwhelmed that you don't feel like going on. And I'm telling you, get out and exercise. The main thing that I have missed in my life is good, hard exercise. I'm starting. I've got to. I've let that go in the last year. Before COVID, message me on Instagram. It's the same as all my other platforms. Getting A's and B's and I's. Yeah, Austin, but the grades don't matter. That's what I've got to talk to you guys about. Grades just don't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. At least if you're in America, what matters is your ACT and your SAT scores. Schools are going to forgive the time during COVID. Schools are going to forgive. The colleges are going to forgive grade point averages going down. They just are. Trust me. I have too many platforms already that I get on. Yep. Paint your nails, take a bath, do something that's going to relax you. Yeah. Oh, I know. Natasha, that's why this whole walk to the beach thing I think will be so good for a lot of people. Set a goal. I'd love it if everybody walked 1,378 miles with me. Just figured out a way to walk 1,378 miles. I do reply on Instagram. Yeah, I don't even know what Omegle is, but I have too many platforms. Any other questions? Anything you guys want to talk about before I've got to tutor in like 2 minutes. So I've got to let you go. Yeah, that I literally do Zoom calls and tutor. That's my job. I know nobody understands that. Yeah, that's my job. I Zoom tutor for the ACT and the SAT. Isn't that crazy? I have 3 million followers on social media. And what's my job? I tutor for the ACT. Rarely even I go to school. All right, Lacey? I live 3 minutes away from a beach, but I will walk there 1,000. Oh, it'll be so fun, right? But here's what you could do, Natasha. So I'd like people to like mark out, where could you walk if you walked 1,378 miles, right? What could be a goal that you could walk to? Like walk 1,000 miles with me. I think it should be 1,000. Walk 1,000 miles with me. Because you know that whole thing, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Encourage everybody to walk 1,000 miles with me. That would be insane. I love it. But yeah, you could walk to the beach, 333 times. Walk to the beach 333 times, and you'll walk 1,000 miles with me. It's amazing. Okay, you guys, I literally have to get to a tutoring session. Thanks for joining me. Those of you who came over, this is a really good community on here. There are 13 of you on here still. It's just fun and enjoyable. People ask me to do Zoom calls all the time. This is a healthy way because Zoom calls, I can't. like people pay for my Zoom time, which I know people don't understand, but yeah, people pay for my Zoom time. This I can offer to you guys. I can, you know, like communicate with you on here. You can make friends with each other. People love seeing each other. But anyway, don't forget to hit the like button. That's right. Hit the like button before you leave. Say hi, hit the like button. Thank you, Michael. Hit the like button, and hugs to you guys. You're able to join in on your SAT Zoom. So message me on Instagram. I'm pretty expensive. I know, I just am. And I require that you have groups put together. And I do groups of like 2 or 3 students at a time. And yeah, I'm pretty expensive, but I'm highly worth it. But I'm thinking about putting together an open Zoom that anybody can join to get tips, but or to check in with me. But I'd like more of my students to utilize this platform before I do that. So, and you come to me with questions. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, good night, y'all. How expensive am I? Pretty expensive. But I am a person who gets people from 0 scholarship dollars to full rides, which can be $200,000. It's just what I do. I'm that good at it. So anyway, hugs to y'all. Message me if you want to.